My wife and I went to Kauai and we found a great place to hike, see amazing sights, and have a fun adventure. Here's just a bit of our experience in Kauai. We started our trip with the Kalepa Ridge Trail. Now the Kalepa Ridge Trail is a 2-mile hike along the cliffs of the Nepali coast. It starts at the Kalalau Lookout and you actually have to sneak behind a fence in order to start it, but it was the most beautiful 2 miles I've ever seen in my entire life. We're walking back to the car now after doing the Kalepa Ridge hike, and we're in a cloud. Clouds rolled in. Behind me is the Nepali coast. You can't see it at all because of the clouds. But when we were down there, we were lucky, and it was pretty clear. There's a few clouds, but it was a pretty clear day. Really could see great views. It was amazing. Back when we were in New Zealand, we did a hike called Roy's Peak, and it was basically socked in with clouds. But this hike, we got amazing views, and then on the way back, socked in, which is perfect timing. So pretty stoked about the hike. That afternoon we went to Palihale Beach along Kauai's west coast. It's a beautiful beach, there's cliffs right next to the beach, but you definitely probably want a 4-wheel drive to get out there, so I was happy that we had ended up splurging and renting a Jeep. Overall, day 1 was a pretty amazing start to our trip, and there was more to come. The next morning, we hiked along the south shore of Kauai along the Mahaulepu Trail. It's day 2 here in Kauai. We're doing this little bit of a hike, and then this afternoon we're going to do the Nepali boat tour, so that's going to be pretty awesome. I'm very excited about that. But yeah, Jilly and I are super enjoying the views out here. It's amazing out here on the coast. Stars remain in reverie. You're wrapped in royal blue. You're wrapped in royal blue. Is that the sound you sing in my mouth? You put your face to my face. The moon is cut down from a tree. What remains? Despite the rain obscuring a lot of our views of the coast, it's hard to complain about being on a boat in Hawaii. The next day, we started with cool hike number 3, which was another incredible hike down to a waterfall in Waimea Canyon. Waimea Canyon is often called the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, and it definitely lives up to its name. With another hike under our belts, it was time to get a different perspective on the island. In the middle of our trip, we did what may have been the most touristy thing I've ever done. Now, touristy things usually get a bad rap, but this was incredible. I don't regret it, and sometimes I think it's okay to be a tourist. For the last few days of our trip, we headed up to the north side of the island. Our first morning there, you guessed it, did another hike down to what's known as Queen's Bath. Now, Queen's Bath is this area next to the coast with these lava rocks, and the way the tides come in, they form these small little pools that you can actually swim in. It's incredible. However, it can be super dangerous if the surf is extremely rough. We lucked out that morning. We were able to find a calm pool. We saw some other Northside sights, but none more gorgeous at Hanalei Bay. From what I understand, the north side can be pretty rainy. It's the rainy side of the island. However, we lucked out and the weather was pretty clear for most of it. On our last day, we visited Wailua Falls. The hike down and back up was super steep and may have been technically prohibited, but the adventure was worth it, and it was stunning to stand at the bottom of that waterfall. Overall, the trip was amazing. I don't think I've ever done that many hikes on a vacation before, but I really enjoyed the feeling of exploring the island and its insane beauty. I hope to return to Hawaii someday and maybe go to a different island, but I sure am glad I started in Kauai.